Well, hello, loves, and happy Sunday. I am just kind of making a mess. I have 2 sheets of paper out here, mixed media paper, that I've put paper down on. And really what I was started out to do was I'm actually making Valentines Day cards for my family, my grandkids. And I decided to turn the camera on because I thought maybe this might be something interesting for the Mixed Media Insider members. But in the process, I got lost. I got lost in the fun of it, of the exploration of what if I put this layer down here. It was for the kids. I was making cards. It wasn't anything that I was, a finished project or something. So I just allowed myself some freedom to play. And when we allow ourselves that freedom, something amazing can happen. And it did. I started to see things in a background, and I really had no idea what or where things might go. And then I got more ideas. And so I'm just taking you along the journey of this fun exploration. I'll explain a little bit more as we come back together. Well, hello, my loves, and happy Sunday to you. So today is all about play. And really, honestly, that's what I want my year to be, is about play and adventure and who knows what, throwing it all out on the table. And that's what I've done all week. I have just been pulling out stuff and playing and seeing and reminding myself, oh, I like that supply, just all those kinds of things. No pressure, just play. And that's usually when the best things happen, when you're experimenting and all of a sudden you're like, I could see this going somewhere. And that is what happened today. Now, I started doing what I was doing to make some Valentine's Day cards. And I wasn't actually going to, I thought maybe, and I started recording it because I thought maybe it would be something fun for the membership or something like that. So, but as I was doing it, I had 2 sheets out and I thought, I'm only going to use one of those sheets and I'm going to use the other sheet to create something with, because I loved how it was looking. I loved it. I loved the colors that I chose. I loved the marks that I'd made, everything. So I'm going to show you my Valentine's Day cards because I've started it. I need to finish it. And I'm also going to show you where I take this second sheet. And it may not be finished today. It may not amount to anything, but it can be the start of something. And so last week I started playing with my flowers and got a really great idea for the flowers. And so maybe flowers will come into this. I don't know. I want to respond to what's happening and I want to let it lead me in whatever direction I feel excited to go into. So before we get to this, I have, first of all, the supplies that I use will be linked on the blog, and the link to the blog is down below in the YouTube description box. I forget sometimes to tell you that, but I always link the supplies in the blog, on the blog, and that link is down below. All the stencils that I use today will be on sale for you this week. And they're usually always the stencils that I use are on sale for you for the week. And then the second or third thing that I need to tell you is I have a new workshop out called Cut, Collage, Create. And it is all about paper. And I've titled it Cut, Collage, Create, the act and art of finding, because finding papers, finding just the right collage paper, finding all kinds of things for our projects. We create some fun, I have great techniques for our collage papers. And then we also dive into finding the story, the meaning of our projects, and allowing it to move us to what we're creating. And I've already shared it with the members, and I've watched their story unfold in these projects. And it is just absolutely amazing to see. So we do 3 different styles, but all with an incredible story that you will discover as you go through the workshop if you choose. It's a great beginner, intermediate, advanced. You can take it as far as you want. And so I just wanted to introduce that to you. It's been out, when you see this video, it has been out a week. And so there's only a couple more days for the early bird pricing. So the link for that will be down below in the YouTube description box. Okay, I think that is all I have to tell you. So let's talk about this. Okay, so here is the sheet that I have been working on. And what I did, I've already cut this out, but I made a template of the heart. And this is for my Valentine's Day card. And I made a template, and I went around the piece to look for like what I find is the most interesting. So like, I think that one's really interesting. I think that one's really interesting. There could be a few more. And I can do this a couple of ways. So I'm going to show you the one that I'm choosing to do for this card. And then I'm also going to just cut out some hearts and put them onto my card. But this one is going to go, this is a 5x7. And I'll probably cut this down a little bit more to go on my card, but I wanted to have a little bit of space to create the outside. And then I'll probably put love or something, you know, whatever for the person that I'm creating it for. I want to put a special note or meaning or word or something like that. So I can really customize these. So from here, I cut that out. So really, let me just go back here. So I have a white pencil and I trace the outside and I trace the inside so that I then could cut out the edges. And I still have that design of the heart in the center. And all I want to do now at this point is I want to use my palette knife and my brush, and I've got a little bit heavier gesso and my thinner gesso out here. So this is Utrecht gesso, and I have regular gesso. I want to come now and kind of block this out. Not 100%, but just a little bit. And I can take my brush and kind of bring it in here, like down into the skinnier parts. And then come back with my palette knife and kind of pull that out. So I'm just, and this is how quick I'm going to make this. This is not going to be a long project. These are going to grandkids. This is what happens when you have a artist grandma. You get art projects, and they love it. And so I just want to block this heart out real rustically, not perfectly. And I may kind of smooth this out just a tiny bit more. But I want some of those edges to show because they're so interesting. And so I can kind of bring this out just a little bit more. Bring this out just a little bit more. If I choose, whatever I want to do. I could completely block it out if I want to. And then I can come back in with my gesso and really maybe define some of these edges a little bit better, like that. Okay, and then any leftover paint, like I got a little bit right here, I might just kind of pull that out, and I'll just kind of pull this out and kind of down. And let me grab a towel. So like, I feel like I want to pull some of this back now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water on my palette knife and kind of pull some of this pattern back, just to reveal some of it. Yeah, that's better. There we go. I like the polka dots, so that always makes me happy. Nothing perfect, and that this way, see, maybe I'll bring this down just a little bit because it kind of looks a little, yeah, there we go. And then I'm afraid to touch this card, and then I'm just going to put that on my card, and I'm going to write a note or a word or something meaningful to one of the kids that I'm giving it to. I will probably cut this down a little bit so that I've got a little bit of the edge of the card showing. And I probably will edge it, or not edge it, but I'm not going to use charcoal on it because I don't want to have to seal it. So most likely what I will do is, I've got some black gesso out here. I've just got a 1/4 inch angle brush, and I can come in, I want it to be super light, and kind of give it a little bit of shadow. And I don't want to use anything water soluble because it's the kids going to the kids, and so you never know. And just kind of edge this a little bit. If I feel like I need to have some white dots or a certain color, because like some of the kids, like the girls, one's a purple girl and one's a pink girl, so I might add more pink in there. And then I probably will do this kind of same edging with some light black around the edges, like gesso, and just kind of tap it out, because that's me. That's my style. Doesn't have to be yours. And then I will call this done. I don't want it to be a big long project. And then I can also just cut out a heart, because I want them to be different so that all the grandkids feel like they're getting something special and unique. So if I go like this heart here is perfect, I can cut this one out. And I love making the cards this way because I can always add to them and make it special for each one. And I will put these down most likely with double-sided tape. So I want to make sure that my edges are edged so that I don't have a white edge around the... So I would just take my brush and kind of edge around the edge so that I've got a finished edge, and then I can edge around the edge like that to give it a little bit of shading. And then, trying not to get my dirty fingers on this card, and then I can just put it down and write a note. So how fun is that, right? So, okay, so that's how this whole thing started, Valentine's Day cards. Let me move this stuff off to the side. And I'm going to use the rest of this for my other Valentines. I may make another sheet, who knows? So here I am. This is the one that, so I did this one, and I added all my colors and my, my kind of pulling and pushing of paint, and I love this color combination. And so now what I want to do the same thing here, and I won't show you that. I'll start from basically this, because you know the process. Then I want to come back and edit it out into an abstract, is what I'm thinking. I may add a floral in there. I'm not sure. I just want to play. That's the most important thing for me, because that's always the place where I learn something new. So, and then this can be framed. I can cut it up and put it into my journal. I can do all kinds of things. This is 160-pound mixed media paper that I'm creating on. The colors that I've used and am using is cad yellow, cad orange, green, no, not that color. Green gold. Yeah, I guess that is this color. No, it's not, sorry. Green gold, teal, and quin magenta. Is that right? Cad, yellow, orange, oh, and my dark teal. So these three colors plus quin magenta. Look at that! Look at that happy color palette. It just makes me smile. And I'm going to start there and edit out. And most likely I'll be editing out with a combination of gesso, unbleached titanium, and Titan buff. So it'll be a rather neutral background, I think, with maybe some color over the top of it, like subtle color, aging color, like a raw umber or a Payne's gray or something like that. And then I have no idea. That's the best part. It's all a big giant experiment. It's a big giant adventure. Okay, so that is what is happening today for Sunday. It is playtime in here, and it just makes me smile. It makes me so happy. And I hope that you get a chance this week to just show up and do something that has absolutely it's not tied to an outcome. Yes, my Valentine's, that's tied to an outcome, but that's just something for my family. That's not an art project, but in the process, I found something. So showing up and doing anything is going to give you ideas. It's going to help you get inspired. It's going to direct you into a direction of whatever. It may be florals or landscape. You may do something like this and say, I see mountains. I see, I don't know, whatever, a lake, whatever it might be. But it's this act of play that always leads us to a place that we can't even imagine. So take some time this week to play. It's so good for the soul. It's just so good. All right, my loves, I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful, and I hope that you always know that you are loved.